Alright YouTube, what's going on? We are looking at another knife video, and this one is the TwoSun TS76 is the model number on this one. This one I got from China, the last one I got from the US. This one I placed a bid on. I think I won it for like 40 bucks. So it is a night morning design. Bam, it's got a nice detent. Night morning design again, D2 steel, same as you're used to. Has a nice kind of a Warncliffe-ish blade with a little bit of a belly, which is nice. Love the blade shape. G10 scale, solid G10, there is no liner. And then titanium with lots of milling. Titanium pocket clip. You have a titanium backspacer here, which is really nice. And you have milling on the G10. It's like a green and black G10, then a satin finish on the blade. It is on ceramic bearings. It flips very nicely, has a great detent, and is nearly fall shut close. Yeah, it's very, very smooth. They have a nice detent ramp on there that helps that action quite a bit. So I'm actually really happy. The detent on this is a lot better than the last one I had. It was kind of weak on the last one. Didn't flip. I mean, it flipped fine, but it didn't like rock it out. This one is almost to the point of being too strong, but not. It's a very nice flipper. Let's go over some basic specs of this knife real quick before we get too into the video. Now I did see that you could actually buy these on Amazon too, but they're like 70 bucks and they don't have prime shipping, so I would go through eBay. There is some US sellers now, TwoSun Knives guys on eBay, so if you don't want to deal with the Chinese shipment, you know, taking for a long time. This took a while. This took like 3 weeks to get to me. Your overall length is just under 8 inches, like 7 and a little over 7 3/4 inches. You have a blade length of 3.5 inches, including the sharpening choil there. A little bit longer if you include, yeah, we'll just include that. So your cutting edge is over 3 1/4, which is nice. Quite a bit of usable blade. Like I said, you got a nice little belly here. Let's get a weight measurement here. The scale. The weird thing about these knives is they don't come with any of this information on most of the listings, so you kind of got to figure it out for yourself, which is fine. 3.6 ounces, so nice weight, under 4 ounces. A lot of that is achieved by just having that show side G10 scale and then having some. Does this one have pockets? No, this one's just solid titanium, so most of that is accomplished by the G10 scale. Let's show you how this carries in the pocket. This clip, the clip is also, so my complaints on the last one I reviewed where the detent was pretty crappy, then the clip was bad. This clip's a lot better. It goes up to, it's not very deep, you're gonna have that much of your knife showing out, but the clip works a lot better. The other one was so stiff that you could barely get in and out of your pants. This one is a lot better, a lot more of a gap here, which is what they needed in the clip. So nice to see that. I think this one's a newer model as well than the last one, if they go by numerical order, which I have no idea if they do or not. Kind of a cool aesthetic right there, back there on the back spacer here too. So it is a single-sided pivot. Looks like the washer though on this side is kind of like broken off right there. They use little washers. It's kind of interesting on that. I did have to take this apart once because this pivot kept coming out. It kept coming loose, so I just needed to Loctite it. And I Loctite it, got it nice and centered, let it sit for about 24 hours. Bam. Nice flipping action, super smooth. Very nice. Came so sharp. These, I'll tell you what, they do a great job with the edges on these things. They're just so sharp out of the box. Let's check the some other important measurements here. So right behind the edge it's 0.285, so it's not, 0.025. 0.0255 is what I'm getting. So not terribly thick, but not terribly thin behind the edge either. But they're so sharp that it does such a nice job with that right out of the box. Nice D2 blade. So you're going to get D2 pretty much on every TwoSun knife. They have a couple that have M390, but really all they ever use is D2. It's very common among Chinese knives nowadays is these D2 steel, China D2. But it works well, and it's a good steel, holds a nice edge. One thing I like about this blade as well is this with the milling right here, it follows the same pattern on the G10 as it does. It's kind of opposite direction on the titanium, and then you have some milling right here in the G10, and that actually flows right directly onto the blade, and that blade has the same kind of mill marks right through here, right into that jimping. So pretty cool, nice little design touch there. It's got a pretty stout blade tip. Your blade thickness, it's pretty thick. It's not crazy thick, but not thin either. Let's measure back here. 0.14, so a little bit thinner than those Wii knives that I just did a review on, or these guys here, the Zephyr and the not the Zephyr, that's the Array. This is the Zephyr. So it's thinner blade stock there than those two. Probably more in line with like this 940. Yeah, but so it's got decently thin blade stock, not terribly thin, not terribly thin behind the edge either, but not bad. Very good ergonomic handle. It's very comfortable. It's a very neutral handle design, but it just works well. Your handle with the knife closed is probably 4.5, I'm guessing. Just under 4.5 inches. So a nice size knife, not too big, not too small, right in the kind of medium size range. That action though, so good. These knives continue to impress me. I mean, I paid $40 for this. It could vary because there's no like real dealer, and you could pay $25 if you're super lucky, or you could pay $80 if you're unlucky. But either way, for titanium and ceramic ball bearings and a nice detent ramp and some great, fit and finish, you're still a super good value in these things. So I just hope they stay in this price point and they don't go up. Let's do some size comparisons here. There's the Wii Knife Zephyr, very similar in size, and the 940, very similar in size. And we'll throw in the ZT393, which should be bigger. Yep, quite a bit bigger knife there. And the Skaha 2 by North Arms. Both of these are new acquisitions here. So very, very similar size. So right in the wheelhouse of the knives I like. So this one was one I took a whim on. I hadn't seen any reviews on this one. Hadn't seen anyone, anything about this one when I bought a couple of TwoSun knives at the same time. And I like this one a lot better than the last one I did. And the last one I did was nice. It just had those really weird quirks. You still have your stainless steel lock bar insert on these guys. And again, the detent is just rockets out of there. Really nice. It's got a little bit of a sharpening choil, not bad. You got that same kind of milling on the flipper tab, which is nice. That they kind of really followed that around the entire knife. You can see it here, here, and then as the flipper tab is shut. The flipper tab is at a good angle. It's a little, I would have liked to see it a little more straight, but it's not hard to flip. I mean, it has good jimping on the flipper tab, not too much, just enough. But even with that strong detent, it flies out of there. And then that jimping up here on the spine of the blade is nice. It's not overly aggressive at all, but it's still useful. So it could be a little more aggressive than it is, but overall I'm impressed with this guy, especially for the price. I mean, $40, come on. How are they even doing it? I get the D2's not an expensive steel anymore, but it's a lot better steel than a lot of other $40 knives you're using, like CRKT and Kershaw's and stuff. This is a lot better. You have way more premium materials with titanium, G10. I mean, a lot of those times in that price range, you're not even getting G10. You're getting like FRN handles. So, and this you're getting titanium with ceramic bearings, G10, nice D2 blade. So, another winner by TwoSun, guys. This is the TS76. I've only had it for 4 or 5 days. I've done a little bit of cutting with it. Carried it as an EDC knife, just to test it out, obviously. And I haven't had any corrosion instances at all with their D2, or any D2. I know it's not the most stainless steel, but I haven't had any issues there. No issues at all, except for that pivot coming loose on that. But I'm glad they improved the Night Morning design, improved this pocket clip design, at least on this model anyway, because this one works a lot better. So I'd definitely try to get one of these if you can, guys. TS76. Either look on eBay. Like I said, I did find a link on Amazon, which I will leave in the description, but you're going to pay about $70 on Amazon, and it's definitely worth that much, no doubt in my mind. But And it's still shipping from China, so never mind. Don't buy that. Buy it on eBay. Try to look for the U.S. seller. If you can't find it, just put an auction bid on and just be prepared to wait a few weeks. But worth the wait. Great knife for the money. These TwoSuns are continuing to impress me for the money that you spent on them. They're just great values. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.